So I don't know if it's the same Barbara or a different Barbara. Asked, 2020 looks pretty gloomy for businesses, homeowners, and people in general. Will 2021 be a better year?
Yes and no. So the question is, will 2020 be a better year for individuals and people and businesses in general? And so when we say yes and no, what we mean by that is there are parts of the economy and parts of our communities and parts of how we do business in general that will fare better. And then there are parts that will fare worse. Small businesses, many of them will die, will go away. And it is the reality. There is, at this point, this is how we see it. There may not be enough, even with a change in management, to save some of them. However, and we keep going back to this, what this brings is the possibility of new innovation. And new incentives. There will be new incentives put out to those small business owners to take new loans, to reinvent their business, to just be innovative and think in new ways and build new pathways. And a lot of that will have to do with a greener way of life. So if we tell you that things will change for the better, this is the way that they will change, in a greener way of life, a cleaner way of life, a new and more innovative sector of this green new way of life is what you're going to see much more of over the next several years. And so you can jump on that and be part of that on the ground floor, so to speak. We know it's been in the works for a long time, but at a new level on the ground floor. So part of businesses will do better when they recognize that. There is a part of the country, the Midwest, and even parts of the Northeast, parts of whatever isn't on the coast, we'll say, okay, which is a big part of the country, that have been dependent on a lot of the older industrialization of the country and of the world, steel mills, coal mining, even fracking and fossil fuels. Get on the new bandwagon, the new industrial wave that's going to hit, which is going green, going from this old industrial age into a cleaner, greener, more planet-friendly way of life. And there's a tremendous amount of opportunity in business with that. And we want to encourage the middle of the country. That is the way for you to go. And we think that the new change in management will come up with initiatives to support and promote re-education and retraining in those efforts and in those way of those new innovations. So stay tuned for that. I think you're going to see a lot of that. Okay, I think there was more to her question. Did we answer that? I think there might have been.
He said she just wanted to know if 2021 was going to be a better year.
Well, again, yes and no. So we want to come back to that a little bit more. Will 2021 be a better year? As we get through really this second wave of COVID-19, as it comes in the fall and the winter with traditional flu and colds, it's going to be a big whack. Once we start making our way through that around February and March, it truly will feel like spring in so many ways. So there's said to me, winter is coming. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, you know winter was coming and it wasn't pretty. And that's what we're looking at. Winter is coming and it will not be pretty. If you think it's bad now, it's going to be worse. The vaccine, we said it months ago, the first one, whomever created the first one, it's not going to be viable We still say that. We heard that Russia had created something. Maybe they're the first ones. Again, we don't see it as a viable vaccine. We may never know the full extent of what that means. It may be sometimes the cure is worse than the cure is worse than the cold, as they call it, or the illness. Be prepared for that. Part of it will be that vaccine has not the efficacy that our country, the United States, would think about when we go through the FDA to create these vaccines. And the other part of it is that it will be ineffective, as they say in Russia. So it's just a talking point. It's just a talking point, and they can have it because it's unfortunately not going to go anywhere good. We'll see more vaccines come the beginning of the year, and eventually we'll have something. We think maybe even more towards spring or summer. Things are escalating in that field. Trials are escalating. However, when you think about the production basis of this, it is monumental. And so having that towards the end maybe of next year in our regular flu season, maybe.